Welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks.
It's all right.
It's nice to be back in real life because we recorded our Time Freak episode apart.
Yes, we did, and it didn't go well. Again, apologies for the terrible audio. I don't know what happened. We'll figure it out.
I thought I sounded lovely.
You did sound your silky smooth self, but I sounded like I was sitting in an echo chamber for some bizarre reason.
Which is ironic considering you've got all the kit.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a little shitty mic that we brought for like 20 quid. I've got all this gear, and I sounded terrible. It's something to do with the way they record separately, but hopefully we won't have to do that very often.
Wow,
But we've learned the lesson now. We know to do test records before we start now. So we should be good in this episode.
I mean, we've only done like 160 odd episodes.
182.
So. Oh, there you
I
go.
think is the current sum. Well, never mind.
Live and learn.
I'll tell you what we've never done.
What?
An episode like this one's going to be.
We've done some movies.
We have done some movies.
I tell you what, I will say straight away, this is right up there with one of the most memorable movies for reasons we will get into.
Yeah, but not for the content
show.
Of the movie, that's for sure.
Yeah. I feel like I've been down a rabbit hole with this.
Yeah, same.
The Werewolves of the Third Reich.
Yep, this week we're watching a film called The Werewolves of the Third Reich. It is from 2017. It is a 15. It runs for 1 hour and 30 minutes and is currently rated at 2.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Wow.
Somehow, this film's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's just there. Anybody can watch it.
Why? How?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know. But it is. This film stars a guy called Lee Bane. He plays Mad Dog Murphy. Main character? I don't know who the main character is.
Well, it's again, it's a movie that's split into chapters.
Yes, 5 of them.
So, and I would say there's two storylines that then later intersect.
Yeah.
He is the main part of
one of them.
One of the storylines, I guess.
You won't have heard of him, but would you like to hear some of the films that he's been in?
I think this is going to be epic, so yes, I would.
He's in a film called The Manson Family Massacre.
Okay.
2.9 out of 10 on IMDb. He's in a trilogy of films called... So the first one's called The Toy Maker.
Okay.
The second one's called The Revenge of Robert the Doll.
Okay.
And the third one's called Robert Reborn.
Fine.
So you know Annabelle?
Yes.
This is a rip-off of that by the looks of it, because Robert the Doll looks exactly like Annabelle the Doll.
Okay, fine.
None of them are rated above 3.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's quite the streak.
He's also in another trilogy of films. I don't think he's in all of them, though. There's a trilogy of films called the Halloween Jack films. So there's The Legend of Halloween Jack. I think The Curse of Halloween Jack. It's basically a scarecrow that goes around killing people at Halloween.
Right.
3.4 out of 10 on IMDb. This guy's got 43 credits on IMDb.
Mean, look, good on ya. It's work.
And there's one there that's a 50-minute short film that's rated at 7. But other than that, there's nothing above 4 in his whole entire body of work. Okay?
I don't like being horrible to people. I would not say this is the greatest performance we've ever seen.
This is not... No, it isn't. But this is not a guy who is trying to be a Hollywood superstar. These are amateur filmmakers who have somehow managed to make a film that's got onto Netflix. Darren Swain's also in this.
Sure.
He's credited as fighting Joe Kane.
Yeah.
Do you want to know some of the films he's been in?
I would love to.
He's got 20 credits on IMDb. He's been in a film called The Manson Family Massacre. He's been in a film called The Revenge of Robert the Doll.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Are you? He's also in a film, where has it gone? Called Jurassic Predator, right? Jurassic Predator is rated at 3.2. Do you want to know the synopsis for Jurassic Predator?
You know I do.
Scientists working at a secret government research facility use prehistoric DNA to resurrect a T-Rex. But it escapes and terrorizes the residents of a nearby town.
Brilliant.
I need to find Jurassic Predator, put it that way.
He plays this whole character, the private, as like someone who's permanently sucking on a lemon.
Yes.
He's got like one eye shut and he's like, I don't know, he's supposed to be like chewing tobacco or something.
Yeah. I was going to tell you about Neville Khan. Neville Khan plays Dr. Mengele.
Yeah.
However, he's only got 6 credits. Mengele, whatever it was called. He's only got 6 credits, so that's boring. There's a female character in this film.
Yeah.
With a very funny name. She's called Ilsa Cock.
Yeah, sure.
She's played by Suzie Francis Garton. Do you want to know some of the films she's been in?
Yes, please.
She's in The Curse of Robert the Doll. She's in a film called Robert. you'll notice a trend going on with the actors in this film. Do you want to know who wrote and directed this film?
Yes, please.
A guy called Andrew Jones, written and directed both of these films. Do you want to know some of his previous work?
I think I can probably guess, but please go on.
He did the Curse of Halloween Jack films. He did the Robert the Doll films. Basically, these actors in this film all work for Andrew Jones. He did Jurassic Predator. He did the Halloween Jacks. He did this. His lowest rated film, so Andrew Jones has got 29 directing credits.
Okay.
His lowest rated film is this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But all the rest are still around 2 and 3, but this is his lowest. Some of them sound quite good. There's a Bundy, the Green River Killer, the Utah Cabin Murders. The Halloween Jack films actually do look quite decent. He's done a Mike Flanagan ripoff as well, called The Haunting of Margam Castle. It's a 1 hour and 20 minutes, and it's even got pretty much the same poster as The Haunting of Bly Manor.
So there's a whole sort of cottage industry here with these guys.
Yeah.
You
make
it's hard not to respect that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's be honest.
His latest, he had a film come out last year called Alien Battlefield Earth, which is a rip-off of Alien.
Okay.
I love this sort of thing. I love that these guys are all... Everybody in this film pretty much is Welsh or English. Put it this way, Nick. There's no Germans in this film, and there's no Americans in this film.
I think both of those facts were pretty obvious to me by the accents in this movie.
The accents were something we definitely need to talk about.
We definitely will.
Do you have a one-word review of Werewolves of the Third Reich?
It's Germental.
Nice. It is Germental. We should reveal before we start that Nick somehow managed to lose his notes.
That's fine.
So
we're going free and easy.
We're very much going to be
having
playing
some
off
work done at my house, and stuff is in weird places. Like the fridge is in the living room.
That's a good place for the fridge, though.
Yeah, it's
you don't have to get
convenient.
up to go to the fridge.
But the kettle's still in the kitchen, so it's really annoying when you need to make a cup of tea.
We'll bring the kettle to the living room.
There's
no
you
water
don't
in
need
the
to know
living
about
room.
that.
It's fine.
Anyway, somewhere my notebook has got... It's somewhere in the past couple
You
of
know
days.
you're going to go home and just put your hand straight on
Possibly,
it.
but we'll wing it.
We're fine. It's a very memorable movie. If you've forgotten any of it, I'd be very surprised.
Exactly.
Where does this film start, Nick?
We're in a bar.
If you want to call it a bar, you can call it a bar.
A speakeasy.
Yep.
An underground...
It's an underground room with one table and one bar. And one barman.
Look,
and 4 people. 2 people.
This movie is this creative team's attempt to do their version of Inglorious Basterds.
Yes, that's what this is.
It is a retroactive retelling. It's an alternative history, isn't it? It's just got fucking werewolves in it.
All the German characters in it are actual German soldiers.
Yeah.
German people.
Real Nazi war criminals.
Yes, absolutely. Is it the lowest budget film we've done? It's going to be right down there. I mean, the budget is 300 grand. I think possibly...
I think they've done all right for their money.
We've seen worse...
with a compliment.
We've seen worse looking films.
Yeah.
And we've seen worse acted films. No, we have. What was that?
Yes, you're right. No, this is not the worst acted film we've seen, because I've just remembered the movie Aerials.
Yes, that's the one I was going for. Aerials is pretty badly acted.
Yeah.
There was also Alien Warfare, which was also a really low budget war alien film.
Look, the people in this try, don't they?
Yeah. They try to do accents.
Yeah.
If they weren't trying to do accents, it'd be a much better film. Why make the American...
Would we then turn around and go, why are all the Germans doing an English accent? Or
yes, but why make the American soldiers American? Why not make them English or Welsh?
That's a fair point.
Because, like I said a minute ago, they're all Welsh or English. Nobody's an American in this.
I would argue, actually, that the American accent, they do a worse job of the American accents than the German accents.
They go... I think they went intentionally comedy for the German accents. Parts of this film are like watching a Low.
That is a great shout.
It just is. Yeah. I'll get to it, but there's some of the German accents that's comedy bad. Yeah. Comedy bad. But the Americans, it feels like they're trying.
I think maybe more what it is the American accents slip in and out more.
Yeah.
Whereas the German accents, you're right, they are quite comedic and a bit insensitive and offensive, but they kind of stick to it.
Yeah. Let's get through it and we'll just do it as we go along because it's funny. So the bar set is the worst set in the film.
One table, one bar, 4 chairs.
It's not a bar. It's just
a shed.
It looks like they're under a bridge.
Yeah,
It's bad. So there's the barman there. He serves some drinks to some people, and we later find out this is Mad Dog and his friend. Didn't catch his name.
Billy the Butcher.
Was it Billy the Butcher?
Yeah.
Okay. And then a Nazi comes in because
a military policeman comes down first. This is like the bumbling, sort of slightly tubby guy who's like, Mad Dog. What if we get caught? We need to get back to base.
I've been sent to find you.
Yeah.
You need to get back to base. He basically tells him to fuck off from having a drink.
I think the line is actually something like, what if a Nazi turns up and then a Nazi walks through the door?
You know he's a Nazi because he's in like full on Nazi or SS regalia.
Yeah.
This Nazi. I'm going to say Nazi a lot, and I don't like the term. I don't know if it's offensive to anybody, but that's what they're called in this film. We're clearly in Germany.
Sure.
So he feels like he should be in this bar, and he's allowed to be in this bar. He goes over to these. He gets a drink. I think it was like rum and water or something. He goes over to these clearly American soldiers.
Yeah.
And starts talking to them in German because he obviously thinks that they're Germans.
Or he's trying to catch them.
Or he's trying to catch them out. Yeah. He figures it out quite quickly. He sits with them. He figures it out quite quickly that they're not German.
Yeah.
Because at this point, the guy who plays Mad Dog, whose name I just said,
Lee Bane.
Lee Bane, he's a Welshman.
Yes.
Doing an American accent, speaking German.
Yeah. In an American accent. That is ropey at best.
Yes.
I'm afraid. So he's not, because if I was to speak French, I don't know French, but that's the language I did at school.
Yes.
Say a few words here and there. I would do it in a French accent.
Yeah.
This is not attempted in this movie. This guy who's playing an American just says he's just reading German words off a cue card.
Yeah.
Whilst trying to keep his American accent.
Whilst trying to pretend to be German.
I'm just like, my head's spinning already.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we're
what is this that I'm watching?
So he's trying to convince this Nazi that he's German.
Yeah. With this sort of deep South / Welsh drawl.
Yeah. The Nazi obviously figures it out really quickly. He pulls his gun on them.
He does call him on it, to be fair.
He does,
It's like, well, I can hear you're American.
And it turns out Billy the Butcher's had his knife pointed at this Nazi the whole time he's been there. I mean, it's a scuffle. It ends up...
No, but it's more than that, because the Nazi says, well, I'm willing to die.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to take you out with me. You out.
I'm arresting you.
I will die for my country.
Yeah, I will die for...
And
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog says, well, I just like killing Nazis.
Yeah, I'm not here to...
my country.
I don't care about my country. I'm just here to kill Nazis. Which is then what he does.
Yeah.
There's a scuffle. There's an argument. It ends it with the Nazi dead.
And the Nazi doesn't even manage to get his gun... That he's pointing straight... I don't know, a foot off. It's a small table.
So the bartender
doesn't even manage to shoot the guy.
The bartender shoots at Mad Dog,
Yeah.
misses, which distracts the Nazi, which ends up with the Nazi then being killed. So
the barman ends up being a bigger threat than the Nazi.
Yes, absolutely. They get into a standoff with this barman for a little while. This is where I've written, why not just make them British soldiers? And then it's all over with. They're going back to the base, but then Mad Dog shoots this military policeman that came in the shin.
Yeah.
Because
he called him Mad Dog 3 times.
Called him Mad Dog.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Doesn't like being called Mad Dog.
He gave him a warning. Say, you do it once more.
I'm going to shoot you.
I'm going to shoot you.
And he does. He shoots him in the leg. Then we hit the title card.
Yeah.
A really cheesy yellow title card comes on. And we come back with Chapter 1, The Nazis and the Serum. That's what Chapter 1 was called. And some people are at a concentration camp.
I mean, it's clearly a school or some sort of municipal building.
Yeah, with some barbed wire.
Yeah, on a weekend. And there's 6 people there.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, again...
The film covers it.
Let me give this a bit of credit. The film says, well, we have only hand-selected the prisoners that we hold here because they're here for a very special
So this
reason.
isn't a full-on Nazi prison camp?
There are literally 4 prisoners.
Yeah, there was 4 prisoners. 3 women and a man. We meet Ilse Koch for the first time.
Yeah.
I apologise. I'm going to laugh at that name all the way through.
She was a real Nazi war criminal.
She was. She is in charge of this prison camp, and the camp is run by a doctor called Dr. Mengele.
He was also a real
doctor.
Nazi war criminal.
Ilse Koch is also known as the Bitch of Buchenwald.
Yep.
So, and these people are running this camp, and they're running experiments on prisoners of war.
Sure.
So, and that's the setup to this film, I guess. She says to them, "This isn't like other camps. You will be looked after here. You will get fed. You'll get water."
She's like, "There's no work detail.
There's no work detail. There's even showers.
But you will be experimented on.
You will be fully expected to fully cooperate with
medical
procedures that are ahead of you." She takes a liking to one of the guys.
It's a French guy.
Yeah. Which, again,
French prisoner of war.
I don't think he was French, but hey ho. And she takes a bit of a liking to him because he's got a big tattoo on his chest.
Yeah, it's an eagle.
Yeah, she likes that. She gives it a bit of a creepy rub, which was a bit weird. And she sends them all off to building 2, go to building 2 for introduction. But she says to him, go to building 3. And it makes out like she's going to bone him.
Yeah.
And then I've written in big capital letters, here's Hitler.
Yeah.
Hitler shows up.
I wasn't expecting that.
What was wrong with him? He wasn't very well, was he?
Wasn't he?
He was poorly. He was in a bad way.
And at this point, I'm thinking, oh my God, Hitler's not very well. Is he going to get injected with this werewolf serum? Are we going to have like a werewolf Hitler? Oh,
that would have been so much better.
Yeah. What
a shame. What a shame there's barely any werewolves in this film that's called Werewolf. Anyway, we'll get to that. Hitler's having a meeting with Dr. Mengele. Mengele? Why can't I?
I don't know.
I'm thinking of Anthony Mengele, I think. Mengele. Hitler's having a meeting with him.
He's like, how's your medical experiments going, buddy?
Yeah.
And Mengele's like, really good. I've managed to fuse the cells together of 2 species.
Yeah.
Hitler says, you can tell me which animal are we using? Mengele's like, got some wolves lined up.
Yes, it's a wolf, isn't it? I've written here.
Give me a couple of weeks or days, he says.
I've written here, the acting has been okay until now. Those 2 are awful.
Yeah, it's really bad.
They're probably the oldest 2 people
stilted,
in the film.
Isn't it?
The guy who plays the doctor is so bad.
I don't think he's the worst in this.
No.
I think he's close, but I don't think he's the worst.
I think Hitler was right up there.
Yeah.
Because Hitler's accent was the worst, for definitely. He was definitely like the policeman from A Lower Low. But no, there are some
also
as we go along.
I do feel a bit bad because it's clearly a really low budget film.
Yeah,
but
we're taking a bit of fun. We know they're not like professional actors.
The flag behind Hitler, the swastika.
I noticed that as well.
It
looked like somebody had made it.
Yeah, like just home stitched and just. Oh man, this was.
Every scene is so dark as well because it's clearly just filmed in somebody's bedroom or something, and they just like the actors. They don't like the surroundings. Yeah. So I think they've probably got hold of a decommissioned hospital or something.
It's something
all
like that.
Filmed there.
Yeah.
It's all filmed in Wales as well. So, and every scene's filmed in the same place because it all looks exactly the same, and they've just not lit it very well to cover up from what it was, which is fine. Then the next scene happens, and I do apologise. I couldn't understand a word of what this man was saying. So there's a scene where there's a Nazi officer.
It's Hess.
Hess, okay.
Yeah.
With a man.
Sure.
And he's trying to make this man kill himself.
Yeah, so this is a guy who's invented the serum.
Yes.
I was very confused here because Mengele's already said, I've managed to splice the cells together.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what this serum was.
No. Nor do I.
It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. No, the story's diabolical.
But essentially, Hess says, right, well, we hear you've offered to sell the serum to the Americans.
Right.
And
I'm going to take your word for
you're not going to do that because you're a German.
Yeah.
And you've got the patriotic duty to give it to us. Right. You won't be getting any money for it. We're taking it from you.
Okay. This guy's accent was the worst.
I think he's the worst person in this.
Yeah.
The accent, he's awful.
I couldn't understand what he was saying because his German accent was so bad that his words made no sense. Yeah. I genuinely didn't get a single word out of this scene. I'm not even lying.
So he says to this guy, the scientist, Dr. Hammerstein or something like that.
Yeah.
You're giving us the serum.
Yeah.
And the honourable thing you need to do, because you were
going to betray your country.
Betray us, is that you need to kill yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't,
we'll kill your family.
We're going to kill your family.
Yeah. So
there's a bit of back and forth. The guy eventually kills himself.
He does. He shoots himself in the head.
Yeah.
It goes on for ages.
Yeah.
And it is quite dramatic.
In the right hands, this would have been dramatic.
Yeah.
These are not the right hands.
And he does. His head explodes, and then
can we talk a bit about the
computer-generated blood? The CGI blood effects are terrible in this.
Yeah.
Because there's a
They
scene
don't even line up with like
They
people's
don't. And there's a scene later on where you
faces
see
and bodies.
this guy get shot and all this blood shoots out the back of his head and then it just disappears. It doesn't land on the ground or anything. It's
just fades off.
It's just CG. After this guy kills himself, these two SS soldiers head upstairs where we meet the guy's family.
Yeah.
His wife and daughter are there. And then they just kill them as well.
Yeah.
Simple as that. That appears to have been a flashback scene, I think. Because we go...
it might have been.
We didn't
consider that.
We then head back to the Doctor and Hitler still talking in their meeting.
It must have been.
So I think it was Mengele.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Mengele recounting that story to Hitler. And Mengele?
Yeah.
It says, at this point, he says, I am fully convinced that we will have a fully compliant animal-human hybrid in the next 3 weeks. That's how that chapter
There is some line about DNA being actually quite similar.
Yeah. Then we go to chapter 2, the Fearful Four.
Fearless Four.
Why would they be fearful?
Yeah.
What have I even said that for?
Because of werewolves?
The Fearless Four. And that starts with a young private who wants to desert. He wants to go home. He's had enough of being in the army.
Yeah, and this is kind of a modern view because he kind of is with his superior.
Yeah.
Just the two of them.
Yeah.
No one around them.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of a field. They're not even near a building.
No.
Or on a barracks.
No, they're just
or on
in
a base.
Yeah.
And he says to the guy, I don't believe in war.
Yeah. I want to go home.
Yeah.
I'm done. I've had enough. Kind of want to go home.
Yeah.
His superior hits him with a lot of homophobic slurs.
He does. Oh, there's a great line in this that I wrote in my notes and I've not got them.
Oh, sorry. I didn't write it.
Carry on. It'll come back to me.
Okay. So this guy's like, you're not going home, you massive F words and all this. And so he punches him. The private punches the sergeant, knocks him out, knocks him to the floor, says, I guess I'm going home now.
Yeah. He's done it because he wants to get court-martialed or whatever.
And he does.
It's something like, the line is something like, the Sergeant says to the private, you look like the sort of guy who likes sucking dick, but if you sucked a dick, you'd be that bad at it, you wouldn't cradle the balls while you were working the shaft.
You've got to do that. It is something, I remember it now. It is something
and I'm like, what? Again, if not for the first or the last time, I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
That's what this film should be called.
Yeah.
What the hell am I watching? Because it's like it all the way through. So he does. He gets put on a truck. This truck appears to be driving back to America from Germany.
Sure, why not?
Mad Dog's on this truck. Billy the Butcher's on this truck.
Yeah.
And
there's a fourth guy.
A black guy. I can't remember his name. Reckless Reggie Brown.
That's it.
Was this guy. Reckless Reggie Brown.
I think he was the best actor in this whole film. Reckless Reggie Brown.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
By far.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. He's not in it a lot.
No. I also think he had the best presence.
Yeah.
He's the only one of the Fearless Four that I bought as a badass,
scary
to
badass.
be honest.
There's a bit later on when fighting whatever his name is picks a fight with somebody and you're like, what have you done that for?
Yeah.
Oh, this film, man. So Reckless Reggie Brown's got a backstory.
Sure.
We get a bit of backstory. So it turns out that at some point in the last few days, he's taken out 32 Germans all by himself.
Yeah.
To the point where the last few Germans surrendered. But then he was like a hero. But unfortunately, he's black. So he was made to walk home because they needed seats for the Germans that they'd arrested to sit in.
Yeah, and he disagreed with the sergeant about this, so he punched him in the face.
I got the impression that he killed him.
Oh, well.
But anyway, he's been
did him
court-martialed.
some damage.
All four of these guys have been court-martialed and are now being driven back to America because he didn't want to give up his seat for a Nazi. Then we get given a bit of a biology lesson on the difference between a wolf brain and a human brain by Dr. Mengele. They look different. Apparently one's got 4 lobes and one's got 2. And then he says to this soldier, can you bring me a male and a female prisoner in the morning, this evening, so we can start our experiment?
This is then never done?
Nope.
And never referenced?
Nope.
Okay, fine.
It's not.
I just realised he never gets given a male and female
he doesn't.
prisoner.
He actually chooses that particular soldier instead. And then we never see the prisoners again.
No.
They never appear.
No, we see them right at the end.
Yeah,
when they right at the end.
Yeah. Then we're back with a truck.
Yes.
So the truck comes across an unfortunate obstacle in the road.
Someone's laid down 4
logs.
sticks.
I won't even say they're logs. There's 4 sticks in the road. And the two drivers of this lorry truck are too lazy to go and get them.
One of
out
them's the military policeman from the start.
Who
The
got
guy's
shot in the
limping
leg,
around, yeah.
Also,
it's as bad as the car. That obstacle of these 4 twigs that have been laid down in front of this truck.
Yeah.
It reminded me of those in Hungerford when those zombies were really slowly walking towards the car and they had a car crash. These lazy military policemen are like, oh, we can't shift that. Oh, we've got 4 prisoners in the back.
They're also too stupid to just drive around them.
Yeah.
Because there was
a field.
There was a field on either side.
Yeah.
And they're in a truck. I looked at it, I was like, why have they even stopped?
Yeah.
You would just drive around.
They probably could have just gone through.
Yeah, probably. They weren't like big logs. So they're like, we're not moving them. We're far too lazy and stupid to do that. We'll get these prisoners out. These murderous prisoners.
Yeah. They can do some work.
They can do some work. It's all right. I've got a gun. My favourite line comes of this at this point because Mad Dog and Reckless Reggie get out to do this work, and they both just stand there looking at these logs, and these 2 guards are like, "Come on, then, why aren't you doing? Why aren't you moving them?" And he's like, "Are you 2 really that stupid that you've missed an ambush?" And then the guy goes, "What's an ambush?"
And then this Nazi jumps out from behind.
You can see him from the beginning of the scene, hiding behind this truck. You could see him there.
He literally goes, "Aha!
This is an ambush."
Yeah, it's so funny.
I was in bits. I
rewound it 3 times to watch him jump out from behind the truck.
Me too. I rewound it at first because I thought, is that a crew member behind that truck?
He's got like white hair. And it's really obvious.
He's like Mr. Germany. He's like massive, tall, blonde dude. And I'm like, is that a crew member hiding behind that truck?
He literally jumps out.
And then he jumps out and goes,
aha,
boom,
an ambush.
Basically. It was so funny. It was the best bit of the film. So the 2 military guys.
There's 2 Nazi guys.
2 Nazi guys and 2 American.
Ambushed 4 people.
6 people in theory.
No, but they don't know that.
No, they don't.
They've jumped out on these 2 military policemen, both armed.
And 2
these
prisoners.
2 badass prisoners.
The Germans, well, the 2 military policemen get killed first.
Yeah.
They both get shot in the head. That's the point where the blood doesn't land on the ground. Mad Dog and Reckless Reggie take out these 2 Germans.
Yeah.
And so the 4 of them are now free.
Oh, they take out one of them and they say, how many prisoners are in the back? One of them goes around the back and Billy the Butcher and Private Crane take out the other one.
Yes. So everybody's dead except for our 4 prisoners. So they have a conversation about, do we split up? Do we stay together? What do we do? And they decide to stick together. They're going to become a band of merry men walking through the German countryside.
Why don't they get in the truck?
Don't know. They leave the truck. Well, because of that.
Oh no, the truck got shot.
Yes, it did. You're right. The truck did.
Because
nobody ever moved the obstacle over, so they couldn't use the truck.
Oh yeah, because one of them. There's a shot of one of them looking under the bonnet.
Yeah, there is.
So right. The truck must have got shot.
And then we go to chapter 3. We're flying through these chapters.
Yeah. So they just walk off into the distance.
Yeah, they just walk off into the German countryside. Yeah. Chapter 3 is called Dr. Death and the Bitch of Bockenwald.
Yeah.
Has she got the man's tattoo in a frame on the wall?
No, she turned it into a lampshade.
Oh, it was a lampshade. I was writing and then I looked up and I saw it briefly. So I didn't quite know what happened.
It is allegedly true.
Oh, really? So this guy from earlier, the prisoner from earlier, who's got the big eagle tattoo.
Yeah.
She's turned that in. She's taken his skin off.
Yeah.
And turned it into a lampshade in her house.
Yeah, because Cock and Mengele are living together.
Yeah, they're husband and wife.
Yeah, that wasn't true in real life, I don't believe.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh, where's that come from? You bought." It's like with all the gravitas of a guy going to his wife, "Oh, you've bought another flipping cushion from
from IKEA."
Yeah, but no, she's made a lamp out of.
He was annoyed
skin.
that she'd been wasting his people that he got to experiment on because he only got 4.
So Ilse Koch was accused of taking souvenirs from the skin of murdered inmates with distinctive tattoos, although she rejected these claims at both of her trials for war crimes.
Oh, okay.
She was known as the Witch of Buchenwald.
Oh, it's the bitch in this.
By the inmates.
Okay, interesting. That's more interesting than this entire They have an argument at this point because, like he said, he's only got like 4 prisoners. They couldn't afford any more extras.
So Koch says to Mengele,
sorry.
Stop
so
laughing.
immature.
Koch.
You keep shouting cock. What am I going to do? I'm obviously going to laugh. My neighbours must be wondering what the hell is going on.
Koch.
Will you stop it? Say it at a normal volume.
Koch says to him, "You don't love me anymore."
Yes.
You don't care about me. I've cooked your dinner. And you're late.
Yeah.
And Mengele says, I do like you, but my country's more important.
Yeah.
We're serving a grand purpose here. And she was like, and Cock says to him, I wish you saw it like I see it. And Mengele says, well, I wish you saw it like I do.
Yeah.
And they basically agree, when the war's over, they're getting divorced.
Yeah. Which is handy because she's having an affair.
Which we learn in the next scene.
Which we learn in the very next scene.
Cock's taking Cock somewhere else.
Yes. So she's having an affair with this prison officer that we met earlier. I don't know his
Officer
name.
Becker.
Becker, that was it. He was the guy who was going to get the prisoners ready for Mengele.
He accompanied Hess to make the guy kill himself as well. He's been in it throughout.
He's been, she's having an affair. We reveal that at this point. We don't think Mengele knows. Mengele does know.
Yeah.
He, in the very next scene, calls this officer in to talk to him. And he talks to him for about 10 minutes of this film about Samson and Delilah from the Bible.
This was stupid.
It really was.
Because, again, I don't know if it feels like I'm picking on it or not, but we've literally seen a scene next to each other where we find out they're having an affair.
Yeah.
They say, oh, your husband doesn't know, let's keep it secret. Which is fine, because there's no one at this camp.
No, it's easy to keep it secret.
And then in the very next scene, he knows about it.
Yeah.
No time has passed.
No.
And it's just...
I think Hess knew about it.
Everyone knew about it.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Everyone knew about it. There's only 4 people that work there.
They were really bad at keeping a secret, or I don't know. This was just put together really badly. This development of this plot line.
The telling the whole story of Samson and Delilah was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But basically, that's the story of betrayal. You've betrayed me.
Yeah.
You're going to become the first werewolf of the Third Reich. That's exactly how he says it.
The guy's like, no, bloody not.
No, yeah, and he's like, oh, no, I'm not. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
And then the scene cuts away, and then the next scene, he's just wandering through the corridors.
He goes back
to see Elsa.
He goes to find Cock, and he says, your husband's going to turn me into a werewolf.
Yeah, your husband knows about us. How the fuck's that happened? Also, I'm going to be turned into a werewolf. I'm going to run away.
Yeah.
Why has he been let out of the room that he was in with Mengele?
So he literally goes and starts packing his
suitcase. He's like, I'm going to run away. I'm going to pack away. I want you to come with me.
And then Hess turns up in the door and goes, you've been a naughty boy, haven't you?
Yeah. You've been having an affair with Mengele's missus.
What are you packing that suitcase for? You come with me back down to the lab.
Yeah, they have a bit of a fight, and there's quite a lot of punching going on in this film.
Yeah.
And the sound effect is the same every single time. It sounds like somebody punching a drum. It's that so wrong. It's really funny. That sort of thing makes me laugh. So they have a fight. It ends up with
they restrain Becker.
He wakes up on a table in Mengele's lab.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he was let out to go and have those couple of scenes to then go back again. I don't know. Oh no, Becker says to Mengele, "Look, if you're going to do this, when I change, I'm coming for you."
Yeah, he does. He says, and you're the first person.
Mengele's like, I'm not scared of that. You're my super soldier, so you're not going to find me. And then the change happens.
Yeah.
I've written. Because it's not the highest budgeted werewolf change I've ever seen.
Not really.
He just put some false teeth in.
Yeah, and some gloves on.
It's kind of cuts away as well. It doesn't show the whole metamorphosis. Elsa then breaks in, or gets herself into the room.
Yeah.
Punches the doctor. Same sound effects plays again. He calls her a common whore. You're nothing more than a common whore. And then we get our first look at this werewolf.
But then they're like, oh, see you back in the bedroom. And see you back in our quarters after this.
Yeah, meet me back there. And Mengele leaves. And leaves Elsa in the room with Becker, who's now a werewolf of the Third Reich. And we get our first look of our werewolf of the Third Reich. What did you think?
You can see the join on his face where the prosthetic...
He's got a mask on.
Yeah, mask... They've tried to glue it a bit to his skin.
Yeah, maybe.
You can see it. You can see the line.
Yeah, you can. It's awful. It doesn't look like a werewolf.
No.
He looks like, I don't even know what. He's not hairy for a start. It's just like a man in a mask.
Almost like Klingon-y.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a Klingon mask and they've just stuck a bit of hair on.
Klingons at the Third Reich would be a great
Yeah,
film.
why not? And then he's just got some gloves on.
Yep.
That you could buy at any costume shop.
Yeah.
Because he's got pointy talon fingers.
So I'm sitting there thinking, right, we're going to get shitloads of werewolves now. It's going to get good, this.
Werewolf. The movie is called Werewolves of the Third Reich.
Then they go back to... Elsa and Mengele go to bed.
Yeah.
She wakes up the next morning.
Mengele takes Cock to bed.
he does. He sleeps like a vampire. He
Yeah.
looks a bit like a vampire as well. She wakes up the next morning. She goes back down to see Wolfman.
He looks like the exhumed corpse of Pete Postlethwaite.
He does look a bit like Pete Postlethwaite. That's true. He's got the best monobrow I've ever seen in any film ever. She goes back down to see Becca, to see Wolfman. She wants to put him out of his misery.
She holds a scalpel to him.
She's going to stab him in the heart with a scalpel.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's possible.
And then, again, I'll give a bit of credit here. Didn't see this coming.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, she doesn't stab him. She bottles it. And then...
She's like, I can still see the humanity.
Yeah, because he goes to attack her, but then he bottles that.
Yeah.
He grabs her arm. And then she's like, I can still see your human in there somewhere. So, inexplicably, she takes some of this serum and injects it into herself.
She self-administers the syringe.
Why?
Because she couldn't bear to be apart from this guy that we just learned 7 to 10 minutes ago that she was with.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to turn herself into a werewolf to be with him. They're not like werewolf lovers. It's like at the end of Shaun of the Dead when Shaun's got Ed in the shed as a zombie. He doesn't turn himself into a zombie to hang out with him.
No, true.
Stupid.
Oh, she didn't fancy taking like a werewolf lover.
It was stupid. You can't tell me.
It's absolutely, absolutely stupid.
And then it comes up on the screen, the final chapter. So we're getting towards the end. It's called The Siege at Camp 7.
Yeah.
We're getting a siege now. So I'm like,
siege?
A siege.
That's going to be big.
Big. Loads of werewolves. We've got these 4 super soldiers.
That's like walls being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Sort of wave upon wave of werewolves.
However, we know that there's only at least 6 people at Camp 7.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
And there's only 4 soldiers.
Yeah.
And these soldiers who went off, last time we saw them were walking off through the countryside. They walk off and they find this camp.
Oh,
coincidentally. Camp 7.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, they find them. And Mad Dog's like, well, all I enjoy doing in my entire life is killing Nazis.
And this looks like a Nazi base.
There's some Nazis over there. Let's go and kill some. There's no reason for them to. They're free.
Yeah.
So they fight a guard. Billy the Butcher starts fighting this guard.
Really loudly.
Yeah.
Like they are not sneaking around.
No.
How have they got in as well?
So,
over the 12-foot high fence with barbed wire.
Wire cutters.
Okay,
fine. They're so loud that Dr. Mengele and Sergeant Hess overhear this fight.
Yeah.
And Mengele's like, right, I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to my quarters.
I'm going to my quarters. The guard gets killed. They manage to get inside. Mad Dog comes across the doctor, who took ages going back to his quarters, obviously.
Mad Dog then also seems to have a thing about monologuing, which is usually a villain thing.
Yeah, no, the heroes do it in this film.
But yeah, Mad Dog's all about that.
So he talks to the doctor for ages, to the point where the doctor manages to pull a gun on him.
Yeah.
Fire a shot off, which Mad Dog's like, fuck, that nearly hit
Close
me.
to me as you are now.
Yeah.
3 foot.
Yeah.
Misses in point blank range.
And Mad Dog's like, shit, that nearly hit me. I could have died then.
Yeah.
It's literally
like
like that,
prayer,
isn't it?
doesn't it?
Yeah. But then the doctor runs away. The doctor escapes. Meanwhile, one of them takes out Hess. He gets killed, doesn't he? He gets shot in the head. Everybody gets shot in the head. It's the only way to kill anybody in this film. And then, what was the Fighting Joe or whatever he was called?
Private Crane.
Private Crane. He decides he's going to fight a massive dude.
Yeah, so him and Billy the Butcher find another guard who we've not seen yet, to be fair. No. He's a big guy.
He's a big dude.
Big musty guy. He'd have made a good werewolf.
Yeah, he'd have been a great werewolf. Yeah,
Sergeant Becker or whatever he was called. They subdue the guy, don't they?
Yeah, but
Private Crane's like, I like fighting.
Yeah, let's have a fist fight.
Yeah, you look like a challenge.
Let's have a fist fight.
Yeah.
So they do
for about 4 seconds.
4 seconds until Billy the Butcher gets bored of it.
Yeah,
just shoots the dude in the head.
He doesn't even butcher him.
No, he doesn't. He just shoots him in the head. He's like, oh, I was bored.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much what he says. Meanwhile, Mad Dog comes across our 2 werewolves.
Yeah.
So Becca and Ilsa Koch are now both werewolves, as we know. He shoots them, but bullets don't seem to affect them.
No, not in the chest anyway.
No, absolutely.
Becca just shrugs them off.
And then Ilsa Wolf, I've written, spots the doctor. So she grabs the doctor, bites his ear off, but again, he manages to get away.
He does, yeah.
He always manages to escape. And then he finds a bomb.
Oh yeah.
he
goes to a cupboard and just takes a bomb out.
Yeah. There's got an old-fashioned alarm clock.
It is a proper 3 sticks of dynamite.
It's an Acme bomb from the Roadrunner films. It's 3 sticks of dynamite with an alarm clock strapped to it.
It sets it 5 minutes.
Yeah. Do you want to know what my next line says?
Yeah.
Full capital letters. Both werewolves die to a single bullet shot.
To the head.
To the head.
Even though Becca's just took 3 to the chest.
1 to the head, takes them both out.
Yeah.
We've only got 2 werewolves in this film. They are now both dead.
Yeah, werewolves are gone. They didn't take a single person out in this movie, did they?
Nope.
No one died at the hands of a werewolf.
Nope. Mengele got his ear bitten, but didn't even get bitten off. Yeah. It just got bitten. The 4 guys reconvene. They release the prisoners because everybody's dead now.
Yeah.
They release the prisoners, and then they find
the 3 prisoners.
The 3 prisoners that are left. Then they find the bomb.
The bomb, right? Mad Dog and Reggie Brown.
Yeah.
Find the bomb in the office.
Yeah.
And it still says
5 minutes
to 12.
Yeah.
And then they turn to each other and go, "Oh shit, a bomb!"
We've only got 5 minutes to get out of this building.
And the camera cuts back to the clock, and it's at 12.
Yeah.
And then they run out.
They run out.
Again, it really made me laugh because literally the clock
changes
from
5 minutes to 0 in a split second.
It was the second biggest laugh after that guy jumping out from behind that truck.
That guy jumping out behind that truck. I don't think we'll see a funnier scene this season.
That's an absolute classic.
It's a bottom of the stream moment for definite. They get out just as the whole place explodes.
Yeah.
There's a big explosion, to be fair, and I think it's probably where 90% of the budget went on this film. Mad Dog's seething because he thinks the doctor might have survived.
Yeah.
And his whole face is twitching with anger. Yeah. Literally twitching. And he's like, I want to go back. And they're like, there's no way that doctor survived. We're not going back.
And he's like, I've just got a feeling.
That's the exact accent he's got. And then, even though we were told a minute ago the final chapter, we now get the epilogue.
Yeah.
Don't Cry for Him, Argentina is the title of the epilogue.
This is based in truth. Mengele escaped to South America.
Okay.
Where he lived for many years.
Okay.
In Brazil and Argentina.
So you kind of have to know the true stories for this film for the chapter titles to make sense, at least. I mean, there's a man collecting twigs in the forest.
Firewood.
It's the doctor.
Yeah.
He's collecting twigs. And
he lives in like a gypsy caravan.
Yeah, he lives in like a caravan. He hears some wolf noises, which freaks him out a little bit. Yeah. He's got a history with wolves. And he heads back. He's living in this tiny little gypsy caravan. And guess who's in there?
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog's in there.
And then the absolute bombshell is dropped.
This is my next capital letters line.
He goes, I've been looking for you for 30 years. All right.
None of them look any different.
Whoa, we've jumped forward.
We've jumped forward to the 70s.
Like the 70s now.
Yeah, we're in the 70s.
Mad Dog looks younger, if anything.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
one of the 4 of them has aged.
Yeah, one of them's got grey hair.
Only bothered to age up. Fighting Joe.
He's got grey hair.
He's got a moustache and white hair.
The Doctor and Mad Dog. The whole scene. They look exactly the same.
Yeah, and so do Brown and
because
Billy
he goes
the
out and meets them afterwards. So Mad Dog says to the Doctor, "We're also in South America. I don't know how we've got there, but that's where we are. The Germans have been looking for you for years.
Yeah,
because they want to arrest you for war crimes or whatever. But Mad Dog's like, well, I've got a gun. So he tries to get his gun. No, not Mad Dog. The Doctor's tried to get his gun. And Mad Dog's taken all of the Doctor's secret guns that are hidden all around his caravan.
He's like, I got the one from your bed.
I got the one under your pillow. I got the one under your table. I got the one strapped to the door. I got the one under the welcome mat. He goes through like 6 where he must have like a whole
arsenal,
cacophony of guns. And the Doctor says to him, the classic line, you can't wipe away 30 years with one pull of a trigger.
Yeah, he's like... Mengele's like, I know it's been cutting you up that you've not been able to find me for 30 years. And even if you kill me now, I still won for 30 years.
Yeah. And he says, you can't wipe away 30 years with one pull of a trigger. And Mad Dog responds with, well, I'm going to have to pull it more than once then. And shoots him 100 times. And then he walks outside. They're all outside. They walk off into the distance.
Or sort of arm in arm. What were they called? Fantastic Four.
The Fearless Four.
Fearless Four.
And then the film ends.
Only one of whom has aged.
Yeah. Then the film ends.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a trip, that film. That film's called The Werewolves of the Third Reich.
Says at the end of the credits, by the way.
All right.
That the Fearless Four will return.
Does it? Excellent. I can't wait for the sequel. I didn't catch that. I didn't keep it going for that long.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
What a trip this is.
This is a werewolf film with no werewolves in.
Technically, it is correct. because there are 2 werewolves.
Yeah.
What was this?
I don't know, man.
What was this?
I don't know. Because it ain't a film. I don't know what it is. It's a film where pretty much nothing happened. I think there's one person dies in it, and that's the guy who had his tattoo cut off. There's the 4 soldiers, the Nazi guys. Oh, what we didn't say is the Nazi... just before the Nazi guy died, the boy jumps out of the truck. He does a Taxi Driver reference.
Does he?
Yeah, he's like, "Do you feel lucky, punk?"
Oh.
And I'm like, that film comes out 30 years after the Second World War. It's bad. It's really bad. Is it entertaining, though?
I'm a bit hesitant to say whether it's entertaining.
I struggle with films like this because I like films
Did
like
I
this.
have a good time? I don't even know if I can say I had a good time. Because my mouth was agog.
Yeah, all the way through
it. Because I couldn't believe what I was saying. I was like, how does this exist? How is it on Netflix? The acting is terrible. It's cheap. It makes no sense. But I belly laughed twice.
Yeah, like full on.
Wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, just well done for giving this a go and for getting it on there. And
absolutely.
Kind of like a trier.
We've said it before. We've said it on low budget films before. You can't abuse the acting or the filmmaking because there's no budget there.
Objectively, it's terrible. But there are reasons for that.
Yeah. We've seen worse. We've seen worse made films that have got much bigger budgets than this. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
As in directing questions. And filmmaking wise.
You hit the nail on the head at the start. Why do they have to be American?
Yeah, just make them English or Welsh soldiers. Like, you don't have to do half the accents in the film. The German accents are so bad that it's almost comedy.
They're offensive.
They are. The guy who played Hess was horrendously bad at it.
Yeah.
Like, super bad at it. The guy who played Mengele didn't really even try to do one.
Yeah.
He just slurred out some of his words.
Cock was okay.
Cock's always okay. Hitler, I don't know what was going on with Hitler, but
Mad Dog's American accent was awful.
Yeah. When I say
he was not believable as a badass. No, the other 3 were more believable.
When I say it's like watching an episode of Hello Hello, it really was. I'm not even like being flippant about it. It was that level of terrible accents. Yeah. It was that bad. But it's all right. It's not a good film. It's not anywhere near a good film. It's a terrible film. But it's I get entertained by films like this, so I really find it hard.
This sort of movie is why the show was
100%
born out of. And
I get excited when a film comes out of the randomizer. When Robin gives me a film that's got a 2 rating, I get excited because I know what I'm getting.
The director's seen Inglorious Basterds. Obviously, like that movie, it's a great movie. I'm going to have a go at this.
Yeah, I can do this.
And this was the result. It's awful, but I'm not going to say I liked it, but
the werewolves are
I didn't hate it.
Completely unnecessary.
Yeah, totally. It's an attention grabbing title, isn't it? And then they're the absolute bare minimum.
Then he only gets off the table once, and that's to get shot.
I think, if anything, I wanted less cock, more fearless for walking through the country, kicking ass and taking a few names on their way to the camp.
It's a terrible film.
Yeah,
you can't say any more than that. But I don't want to slag off the filmmaker because we've seen worse films with bigger budget.
I think you'll have a good time if you watch this with a couple of mates.
Yeah,
a few beers.
Yeah,
God, you're gonna enjoy it.
You'll have a laugh at it if nothing else. Yeah. The accents are funny. That ambush scene is hilarious. It's like Monty Python funny.
Yeah.
But
I feel there's almost an interesting experiment to do there, isn't it? If you take average Joe or whatever and say, average Mr. and Mrs. Average Netflix subscriber, and go, do you know this is on Netflix? And people will just be like, what is this?
Yeah.
How is this on a proper movie?
It's really weird that this. I guess this is the whole point of this podcast.
I love that this can exist on Netflix.
I guess it's the whole point of this podcast is that there's a whole subgenre of these types of films that are sitting on Netflix that nobody even knows are there.
Yeah.
Things like Aerials, things like Alien Warfare and Hungerford, and now this. They're all there.
Yeah.
There's definitely more, but nobody's watching them, surely. So why are they there?
Content.
It is just throw content at the wall and see what sticks. 2 people watched the Werewolves of the Third Reich this week, probably 3, maybe 4. That Netflix are going to be like, what on earth has happened? Why have 4 people watched this in a week?
Yeah, someone at their desk going, call up
Lee
Andrew
Bane
Jones and his friends. I want a sequel.
The Fearless 4 are coming back.
It's going to be difficult to put in a table.
Oh,
it really
is. Where do you think it compares to those 3 films I've just mentioned? So I think Hungerford.
I think Aerials is the bottom of the barrel in terms of quality, but it had no charm.
That's a film not made by filmmakers. That's a film made by people who don't know what they're doing. It is. There's their first ever go, and they've probably never seen a film before. But things like Hungerford and Alien Warfare, they're the sort of films that you've got to compare it to.
Yeah.
How does it compare to them?
I think it's better than Alien Warfare,
but not as good as Hungerford.
I feel biased with Hungerford.
Same, but why?
I don't know. There was just something.
It's Drew Casson's beautiful hair. But this is the same. This is a British low-budget horror film.
I'd say arguably this is more ambitious out of that little group.
Probably. I mean, Alien Warfare had its aliens,
and these guys, as you've
got aliens, zombies, and werewolves out there.
Yeah, as you rightly said at the start, going through some of the movies, these guys are more experienced. Hungerford was those guys' first go at doing something.
Alien Warfare was as well.
Yeah.
Whereas some of these guys have got 40 odd credits before this film. Yeah. Of this style of film.
So they have got a method to their madness.
Yeah, they've done it a lot before.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing. They're intentionally making films. I
said the word polished then, but we're grading on a curve, obviously.
Of the 3, it probably is the most polished.
Yeah.
But then they've made 40 films like it before, so...
Why aren't all they on Netflix? I want the whole back catalogue.
I definitely want the Halloween Jack films. I need to see those. And the Robert the Doll ones. Robert the Doll is a great name for a film. It just is. What's the best thing about it is definitely the ambush scene.
Oh, yeah. It's one of the biggest laughs I've ever had on this show.
You can see him hiding there, and then he just pops out.
The way the Nazi guy jumps out, and his line is, "Ha! It is an ambush."
Because they didn't know what an ambush was. Oh, it was so funny.
It was like, funny. Does a star jump out of the... It's like a pantomime, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's a massive, great big blonde German guy. So that's what made it funnier as well.
And they put these sticks down in this road. They're in the middle of this huge expanse.
Yeah, it's not like a
road.
There's not even any hedges either side of the road.
No.
It's just...
Where's he come from? Oh, it's so funny.
It is very funny, and it's not supposed to be, but it just is.
Yeah.
What would you change about it? Is a difficult question.
I'll have more Fearless 4, please.
More Fearless 4, less cock.
Less cock, less Mengele. All that sort of his wife sleeping. No, it's too much.
Let's get rid of the werewolves altogether and make it a rip-off of Inglorious Basterds.
Fine.
Do that instead.
Yeah.
Because the werewolves is a gimmick that doesn't even
don't make them werewolves the
title. Because they don't pay, they're in it for less than a minute.
Would it be better if the werewolves were a surprise?
Yeah. Why not?
Or less, yeah. Because the way this set up is like, well, you wait for the werewolves. But actually, that's not where I got the enjoyment out of this, was watching that group of the Fearless 4 just trying to act. And
yeah. Get rid of the werewolves. That's how you change it. In a film called Werewolves of the Third Reich, get rid of the werewolves. Keep the title, don't have any werewolves in it.
Oh, actually, yeah, fuck it. Do it.
Why not? I guess we need to talk Stream Table.
Okay.
Do you want me to read through the whole thing?
Yeah.
This was a Stream Table, if you didn't see this week's wave, has been edited since last week's episode.
Oh yeah, we need to catch people up just in case.
If you've not listened to this week's wave, obviously go and listen to this week's wave. What are you doing? We found a plot hole in Time Freak after we recorded the episode, and that we
did a retroactive positional change.
Thank you, and we moved Time Freak 2 places down from where we put it last week. So currently
there'll be uproar in the Discord. I tell you.
Do you think?
Well, maybe.
Well, if there is
messing with the stream,
if there is, and we're wrong. Fine.
No, I just mean about going back and changing a.
People are like,
we'll make the rules.
You've never retroactively changed the stream table before, and you've been wrong loads of times. Fucking SPF 18 ended up in the top 10 last year.
We could move it higher. No, I'm joking.
I don't think we can retroactively change a finished stream table. So currently at the bottom of the stream table is Secret Obsession, followed by American Mary, then Time Freak, then The Holiday Calendar, Destruction Las Vegas, and A Classic Horror Story. The Perfection, and there is in the top 5, followed by Containment, Arlo the Alligator Boy, Good Time. Currently at the top of the stream is What Happened to Monday, which is a great film. And deserves to be top of those, I think. Where does Werewolves of the Third Reich sit in that?
I think objectively, this is the worst film we've seen this season.
Yes, but where does it sit in the stream table?
I might nudge
the stream table is about
a place above that.
Above Secret... I can't really even remember Secret Obsession.
Secret Obsession was the woman held against her will by her, what turned out to be a work colleague.
Oh, yeah, with... yeah, I remember it.
Brenda Song, is it?
Yeah. But you're thinking above that, but below American Mary?
I think, hand on heart, I struggle to rank this above American Mary. Even though I may have had a better time watching this.
I agree.
I don't think we can put this higher than that.
I think there's even an argument for it to go bottom. It's a bad film. It's an entertaining film.
Secret Obsession as well, thinking about it, had quite a few laugh out loud moments that weren't supposed to.
It's at the bottom of the stream, but it's not necessarily a bad film. It's just the worst film we've seen so far.
No, Secret Obsession is terrible.
Yes.
But it looks not. That is more polished.
Yes, and it probably wouldn't be bottom of any of the other stream tables. That's what I'm saying. There are potentially worse films that will go into the stream table.
Do you know what? Now you've said it, I think this might have to go bottom.
As much as I enjoyed watching it, I enjoy watching this sort of film. But I don't think it'll be bottom at the end of the season. But I think at the minute, it's the worst film on there.
Yeah, I mean, if I was giving a counter argument, the only thing I would have to go with is that it does not drag. Secret Obsession dragged.
Yeah, it did.
Because the twist was so obvious, and it was there 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
That it was a difficult watch. But this is the worst film we've seen this season.
It is. As much as I enjoy films like this, and like I just said, I don't think it'll be bottom at the end of the season. I think there's worse. It is the worst film we've seen so far.
Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy for me to say something like that, but I've said it. Bottom of the stream. That maybe will cheer people back up again in the Discord. Are you ready to pick next week's film?
Sure am.
What would you like to watch this week, Nick?
Do you know what? I'm thrown so much by the lack of werewolves.
Do you want another werewolf film? Can I have some werewolves, please?
Yeah, give me some werewolves.
You might need to just go watch Werewolves within.
I feel like I've said no, because Time Freak was, I'm doing inverted commas, a comedy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think I did say I wanted action, and this didn't give me enough action. Yes. I want some more explosions, please.
Okay. You ready for me to press the button?
Yes.
It has picked a film called Ares.
Okay.
Ares. Am I saying Ares? Ares? It's French.
Okay, fine.
Ars. Do you want to know anything about it?
Yes, please. What do you know about it?
It's French. It's from 2016. IMDb has it as not rated, but Netflix have it as an 18.
Okay.
Do you want to know the synopsis?
Yes.
In the near future, the world order has changed. With its 15 million unemployed citizens, France has now become a poor country. Its people waver between rebellion and resignation and find an outlet in the shape of a TV broadcast of ultra-brutal fights in which the players are legally doped and unscrupulous.
Fine. I'm in. Sounds all right to me.
Are you in? Oh, it does sound all right. It sounds interesting. I don't think we're going to know anybody in it, obviously, because it's French, but you never know, do you? Currently rated at 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's not bad.
That's pretty high. So yeah, go out and watch Ares. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Why not?
Let's go with it.
In the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Twitter and Letterboxd, same username at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, you can do that. It's bottomofthestream@gmail.com. If you want to check out our website, it is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you will find every episode we've ever recorded, all 6 season stream tables, loads of other cool stuff like Botska winners, Oscar winners, all that cool shit. And if you want, you can even get some Bottom of the Stream merch if you would like to buy a Bottom of the Stream mini skirt.
Oh, nice.
I'd love somebody to buy that because it does look really cool. And it genuinely is a thing. There's a Bottom of the Stream mini skirt.
It's high fashion.
Somebody buy it.
I mean, you don't have to wear it till the weather gets warmer.
No, you do.
Oh, whatever.
So yeah, go and
Put
do
tights
that.
on.
Then check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/bottom of the stream. For a couple of quid every month, you will get early access to the movie show episodes. You'll get bonus episodes, which we are actually having a meeting to discuss on Monday. We're having a business meeting. I'm quite excited. Yeah. So we're going to do a lot more. Plans are afoot for a lot more bonus episodes. What else? Nick writes a newsletter every month.
Yep.
And if you come in at the top level, you'll get a wild card, which means you can give Robin the week off and you can pick the film that we will watch the following week.
You sure can.
After you've done all that, come check us out in Discord. We'll hang out in there all the time. There's always people chatting in there. It's good fun. And we're going to, again, do a lot more stuff in there this year, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And the link for the Discord will be at the bottom of the show notes.
If you can possibly spare a few minutes to leave us a review anywhere that you can review podcasts, that would really help because it helps our algorithm, helps put our name out there and our show in front of more eyes and ears, which is what we want. Who doesn't want to hear us talk about werewolves or the lack of in a Welsh Nazi werewolf movie?
Yeah, well, what the hell was that thing?
I don't even know. But if you could spare time to leave us a review, that would really help. You can do that Podchaser, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, where you can also now rate podcasts. Cephalopod. If you can do it on Pandora, do it there. We seem to get a load of listeners there at the minute.
Yeah, for some reason, Pandora's kicking off.
American website which you can use to. Well, just carry on doing it, guys.
If you listen to us on Pandora, can you just get in touch because we need to have a chat?
Yeah, because we don't get it.
We don't get it because we're not allowed to even get on the website here. So I'd like to talk about Pandora with somebody, please.
Yes, please do. That'd really help us. We're still learning, even though we've been doing this for a couple of years now. So.
Nearly 3. 3 in April.
Maybe to leave your review, you could hide behind a car and jump out.
As long as it's not my car.
Go, ha!
Don't make
this is a review.
Don't make me jump by jumping outside my car. That'd be really weird. Yeah, do all that. Do that. And then go and watch Aries. And we'll come back on Monday for a wave. And we'll come back on Thursday for our movie show.
Cheers.
Bye.